One of my favorite stories of all time is Shogun by James Clavell. It's about a ship from Europe ending up in Japan and the clash between the two cultures for virtually the first time. I sort of became intrigued with such an experience, which in turn propelled me 3 years ago to spend some time in Asia. I think my overall impression was how different it truly was from other places I'd ever been. So foreign. I was there for 5 weeks, and I could also swear I felt the safety of my little American bubble was burst when some things happened. Here are 3 times I nearly died in Southeast Asia, ordered from least to most perilous. I wanted to try out surfing because it looked fun. The waves were definitely intimidating. I'd never seen waves that big, and apparently it was normal for them. The waves were big enough to surf on, so you just had to wait it out, man. That's what my instructor said. He told me to call him Mickey Mouse. I started to get a hang of all the fundamentals and decided to paddle out and be on my own. Mickey Mouse emphasized how important it was for me to wait it out, man. So that's what I did. In fact, I zoned out so much that when a huge wave came up for me from behind, I was not ready. It pretty much bitch slapped me and I popped my right shoulder out of place. Anyway, so I'm rolling around in the water and the wave has me and more waves come and I can't swim, but I'm attached to the surfboard and in a lot of pain because of my shoulder. I imagine the riptide carrying me away. I threshed around in the water some more, managing to stay afloat because even though my shoulder hurt, it was preferable to drowning. Luckily, my screams of agony alerted my friend nearby and the others in the water, so I was saved. By the time I got out of the water, pretty sure I was in shock. I was seeing funny colors and stuff. My friend and I rented a motor scooter in Bali so we can get around at our own pace. He drove and liked to do so fast. I mean, so do I. Who wouldn't? But the roads out there are totally wild compared to the US. Just like less regulations, I guess. Tons of people going way too fast. So anyway, he kept passing cars and stuff, and he wanted to pass this truck. Thing was, there was another truck coming up on the other side of the road that he didn't account for, and it was too late to do anything but be between the two of them without colliding with either of them. It was maybe a 1-2 second interval when we were between the two trucks going in opposite directions, and the space between was just like us. Ah, and here we have the worst one. Also the time I was most certain that I was going to die. So on one of the islands there was this guy who was selling dolphin trips. You go out on a boat and his claim was that there were thousands of dolphins. Dolphins across the horizon. Unbounded dolphin frolicking. It sounded spectacular, so my friend and I went for it. We didn't see any dolphins, but we saw a lot of waves. Yep, more Southeast Asian waves trying to take me. It was a small boat, and the captain seemed to be having a rough time navigating in the water. We were careening around a bunch, and I realized that if something did happen all of a sudden, I would not make it back to shore. There was no one else around. No one would save us. That was made even more certain because I learned there were only 2 life jackets on the vessel, and 4 passengers. We turned back, for the sea was angry that day, my friends. I sat with my head in my lap, paralyzed with fear, not wanting to die, holding onto the boat as if it would make a difference if one of those big waves swallowed us up. Water was starting to leak from the bottom of the boat, and the waves were cutting over and splashing us. I don't know if the former part about water coming into the boat was normal, but I do remember singing songs to myself to try and ease the fear. It was the first time I'd done anything like that, just trying to remember words to my favorite songs, trying to focus on those lyrics and the feeling. Then, somehow, we were finally on the shore, devoid of dolphin encounters but grateful for our lives. I guess that's what we paid for, a thrilling ride for our lives. I just wish that's what they advertised so we could have passed it up. So I would love to hear about your near-death experience, if you have one. Please leave it in the comments below and revel in the zest of survival. This is Ryan Starbeloke, and you better have a good day.